Alright, my dear children of class 11 science, so we solve again next numerical problem. We had solved last time, in the last YouTube video with problem number 4. Now let's go to next problem, that is problem number 5. So this is a simple numerical problem based on measuring the velocity gradient. Yes, children, you have learned about velocity gradient. Okay, so this is problem number 5, and problem number 5 says that the relative velocity between two layers of water. The relative velocity between two layers of water is 8.0 centimeter per second. Means water as a liquid, okay, which is flowing. So between any two layers of the water, okay, the relative velocity is how much? 8 centimeter per second. The question says that if the perpendicular distance between the layer is how much? 0.1 centimeter. So what is the perpendicular distance between the layer of water? And that two layer of the water, that is 0.1 centimeter. So what we need to calculate? Find the velocity gradient. So we need to find the what gradient? Velocity gradient. So in this question, if you see, the distance is also given in centimeter, and the relative velocity between the two layers is also given centimeter per second. So we will not change from centimeter per second to meter per second. Okay, because velocity gradient is measured by the unit per second. What is it? Per second. So children, in order to solve this question, just consider by the symbol delta Bx be the relative velocity between two layers. Okay, relative velocity between what? Two layers. And delta Z be the perpendicular distance between them, because these are the symbol we had already used for measuring the velocity gradient. If you go through the YouTube video for the expression velocity gradient, yes, we had considered the relative velocity between any two layer is given by delta Bx, and the distance between the two layer is delta Z. Okay. Now in the question, delta Bx is given how much? 8 centimeter per second. And your perpendicular distance is given delta Z is how much? 0.1 centimeter. Okay. Now to calculate the velocity gradient, so I write down therefore what gradient? Velocity gradient. And velocity gradient, as you know children, is defined by the change in velocity per unit distance. The change in velocity per unit perpendicular distance measures what? Velocity gradient, which means this is delta Bx by delta Z. So delta Bx by delta Z measure velocity gradient. Okay, so delta Bx how much? 8. Delta Z means how much? 0.1. so you can remove the decimal. Okay, if you remove the decimal, it will be how much? 80 I write down in the numerator, and 1 I write in the denominator. So 80 by 1 is simply how much? 80. Now see, the unit is how much? As I said, per second, because velocity unit is centimeter per second, and this unit is second, so centimeter. So centimeter cancel out, so it will be how much? Per second only. So what is the velocity gradient in which the liquid is flowing per unit length? That is 80 per second. So this is the answer of problem number 5. So this is a simple problem I have done just to make you understand simply about what is velocity gradient of a flowing liquid. Now children, we go to the next problem, that is problem number 6, and this is a problem based on terminal velocity, as you have learned, based on Stokes law. Okay, so let's try to understand and solve problem number 6. And problem number 6 says that an oil drop, oil as a spherical drop, okay, as a body, falls through air in as a fluid, okay, with a terminal velocity of how much? 5 × 10⁻⁴ meter per second. So what is the terminal velocity of oil drop which falling through air? 5 × 10⁻⁴ meter per second. Okay, the question says that, first part of the question says that calculate the radius of the drop. So what we need to calculate? We have to calculate the radius of the drop. Second part, what will be the terminal velocity again of the same drop of half the radius? Means the drop is the oil drop only, but what is the radius? Half the radius. Okay, so definitely what happens when the radius changes, the terminal velocity changes. So we need to calculate the terminal velocity again of that same oil drop when the radius is half. Now what is given in the question? Viscosity of air is given 1.8 × 5 Newton second per meter square. Density of oil is given 900 kg per meter cube, and outer the density of air has been compared to that is neglected. Means in this case the air is very light compared to oil, so that's why the density of air has been neglected with respect to that oil. And G means the association of gravity, value is given 9.8 meter per second square. So in this question, which is divided in two parts, so let's do with the first part of the question. Okay. Now, in order to solve the first part of the question, I consider let R be the what? Radius. R be the radius of what drop? Oil drop. So that oil drop radius I consider as R. And it has a dense terminal velocity, and the terminal velocity is basically B, and this value is given 5 into 10 power minus 4 meter per second. Okay. Now calculate the radius. That means we have assumed a radius to be calculated. What will be the terminal? Okay. So in the first part of the question, viscosity of air is given. The viscosity, as you know, is symbolized by the eta, and that is how much? 1.8 into 10 power what? Minus 5. The unit is Newton second per meter square. Then the density of oil is given. The density of oil is basically marked by letter rho. Rho is the density of oil, and that density of oil is 900 kg per meter cube. But in this particular question, we have to neglect the density of air, and density of air is basically what? Sigma. See, as per the expression of terminal velocity, you have learned sigma is the density of the liquid, of fluid. So sigma is the density of air. I consider density of air, which is neglected. Density of what? Air, which is what? Neglected. So there is no density of air given in the expression. Means it's very, very small, which is compared to the oil, and it has been neglected. Neglected means it is considered to be 0. Now children, in order to calculate the radius of that oil drop, okay, I use the formula terminal velocity. You know what is the formula terminal velocity? B equals to 2r square, okay, rho minus sigma g by what? 9 eta. So I am writing the formula again. 2r, this is 2, okay, r square bracket rho minus sigma bracket g, okay, by 9 eta. Okay. So in this expression, we know everything because g value is also given. Now only thing is that we have to neglect this sigma as compared to rho. That means since sigma is very small compared to what? Compared to rho, and neglected means in the question only it is assumed that the value of sigma, the density of air, is neglected. So neglected means, as you know, it is nearly equals to 0. So I will not write value of sigma. So I write directly what? B equals to what? The formula 2r square rho and g by 9 eta. Okay, yes, because this will be 0. So any rho minus 0 means rho only. Now from here what I need to calculate? R. So I just cross multiply. And I do 2r square rho g equals to 9 eta what? B. 9 eta what? B. So from here I write down r square equals to 9 eta b by 2 rho what? G. So to make r as the subject, on the other hand, you have to give what? Square root. So I write down therefore r equals to square root of what? 9 eta b by what? 2 rho g. Okay. So now we can calculate the value by subtracting the value of eta, b, rho and g. So let me calculate. So r equals to square root of 9. Okay. This is 9 eta. The value of eta means how much? 1.8 into 10 to the power of what? Minus 5 into b. Terminal velocity is also given. So terminal velocity value is given 5 into 10 to the power minus what? 4. Divided by 2 into how much? Rho, the value of density of oil, that is given how much? 900 into g, value of g is how much? 9.8. Okay, so we can simplify this further. In order to simplify this further, I can divide this way also. 2 1s are 2, 2 9s are 18, but 0.9. I write on 0.9. So square root of 9 into 0.9 into 5 into 10 to the power. Now minus 5 minus 4 means minus 9. whole divided by 900. Okay, 900 into 9.8. Okay, now see, we can take the square root of some of the quantity. Okay, but before taking the square root, let me just remove the decimal. Now I write down 9 into 9 into 5 into 10 power minus 9 whole divided by 900 into 9.8. Okay, 9.8 into what? Into 10, because from here I remove one decimal place, so I write 10, and this 10 I'll take in the numerator just to make this as a perfect square. Okay, just to make this as a perfect square, so it will be square root of 9. Okay, 9 and 9, it means 81 into 5. Okay, into 10 power. Now 1, if I take in the numerator, is minus 1, so minus 9 minus 1 means minus 10 by 900 into 9.8. Now let me take the square root. 81, square root of 81 is what? 9. I write square root of 5 only. This is square root of 5 into square root of 10 minus 10 means 10 to the minus 5 by square root of 900 means 30. Okay, square root of 900 means what? 30 into square root of what? 9.8. Now we can simplify this quantity, okay, in such a manner so that we take the square root of what? We can divide. So 3 10s are 30, 3 3s are 9. Okay, now it will be how much? 3 root 5 by square root of 9.8 into 10 power. Now 10, this 10 is in the denominator. Now if I take in the numerator, is 10 to the minus 1. So minus 5 minus 1 means minus 6. So I'll keep the power 10 to the minus 6 only. Now in this case, children, if you calculate square root of 5 and square root of 9.8 and do the simplification, you get approximately 2.14 into 10 to the minus 6 meter, because we are measuring the radius, because this power will be 10 to the minus 6. But this calculation you can do with the help of calculator, children. You get 2.14. So your radius is 2.14 into minus 6 what? Meter. So this is the first part of the answer. Now the second part of the question says that what will be the terminal velocity again of drop of half this radius. So I calculate the radius, but if the radius of this drop is half, then in that case what will be the terminal velocity? So again we need to find out terminal velocity. So children, in this question, if you see terminal velocity is direct from square of the radius, which means B is proportional to R square, and in this question it said that R is reduced to R by 2. If the radius is half, then definitely B will be reduced to B by 4. So now the new terminal velocity will be 1/4 the terminal velocity. Okay, 1/4 the what? Terminal velocity. Because if R is R by 2, then square of that means what? R square by 4. Okay, so terminal velocity will be reduced to 1/4 the original terminal velocity. Now you know original terminal velocity, and your new terminal velocity will be B by 4, 1/4 of original terminal velocity. Original terminal velocity means 5 into 10 power minus 4. If I divide by 4, 5 by 4 means 1.25, and the power will be same, that is 10 minus 4 meter per second. Because in this expression, if you see, if terminal velocity depend only on the radius, where other factor remain constant. That's why if radius will half, the terminal velocity will reduce to 1/4. That's why the new terminal velocity is 1.25 into minus 4 meter per second. So this is one of the important numerical that I have solved based on even on terminal velocity and calculating the radius of the drop.